Hey, good evening, everybody. Man, we're rocking out here on a Tuesday night, November 8th. Man, that was awesome. So, next time you all see Shane in the hallways of the clubhouse, before you push him down and trip him or throw him a beer or whatever, just say thanks for that great music. So, right?
Thanks,
How's
man.
everyone tonight?
Good, man.
Doing great.
I'm not Shane.
Don't hit him. Don't trip him.
I'm not Shane.
Steve.
Sir, did you say I'm not sane or not Shane?
Yes,
well,
all
both
the
can
above.
apply, but I said I'm not Shane. Is what I said.
You know, Steve, you've been going for a few weeks, but your shack hasn't missed a beat.
Nope. I ain't had time to be in the shack, But I did land a new job this week, so
Congratulations.
life
man.
is good.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Same
Keep it
company,
in
Steve?
No, new company. Little bit different stuff. I'll be Linux admin. So
Okay. Well, I know
Really-
you were going back and forth on that for a while, so
Yeah.
as long as you're happy, man.
Yep. So good stuff.
Molson, your black shirt looks impeccable tonight as always.
It's
Looking
blue.
good.
It's blue. It's a
Oh, it's
dark
blue.
blue. But I'll take, yeah.
Oh, looks okay.
Changed it up on us.
Change it up a
Look
little bit.
at
I'm
that.
I'm going dry tonight. I got hot chocolate. I have to go. I have to leave after the show.
Versatile. Look at him, man. Dark blue going with something non-alcoholic, man. You're a man of mystery. I like that.
Yeah.
You know,
And supposedly 45 Auto says my audio is 9.9.
Look at that. Look at that. That's because the kids are not home right now playing Super Mario Karts using that internet. Joe Brett looking stellar. Look at him.
Thanks.
That collared shirt makes the man. They say that.
I had stuff I was like going to say. I actually have an introduction, that I can actually say something this time, and I forgot it all because I got got thrown into the to make a photo for everybody at work for a calendar, and I screwed that up. So they wanted me to use this nice big drone we got now. It's got this really expensive camera on it, and I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea for photography, but we'll give it a shot. And every picture was the wide-angle lens instead of the zoom. I forgot to check the settings. So we all get together tomorrow. Again.
Yay.
I was gonna say, I've seen the guys that you hang out with at Montesano. You need the wide-angle lens.
Yeah.
Ah!
This guy's talking.
Training, 9 a.m. Bring a mug of your favorite beverage, and we're gonna start, right?
Other than that, I
Molson,
came here to see what Jason was going to say.
Hashtag Molson at Monsanto for Huntsville of 2023.
Hey,
Start it right now.
You know, he stood us all up this year. Got us all excited and then just bailed.
I'm a prisoner.
I don't think they let you back into Canada after you leave, but I don't know. I'm not. That's just a guess. I don't know. I really don't know.
Jason, keep it rolling. How the hell did you get in here, man? Did someone leave the back door open?
You know what? Shane sent me a StreamYard link, and he didn't tell me that he wasn't going to join. And I guess he's just like, "Hey, go ahead, join."
Shane threw him the key.
I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I just I received a link, so I clicked on it.
We're always happy to see you. You know that.
Thanks, man.
You know that.
Thanks,
man. That's all it
What's
takes.
going on,
I've got
man?
some links for you.
Right.
So, Jason, what's going on, man?
Well, I'm at the hunting lease right now. Rifle season for deer hunting started last Saturday. I've been here since Friday.
Nice.
I'll go home tomorrow for several days, and I'll be back in about a week. But got some stuff to do around the house Thursday and Friday. And the reason I'm here tonight is because Saturday we will be live streaming a brand new technician class with the updated question pool that just released last July. So now, some of the most popular videos on my channel are the technician class that I recorded with the Hearst Amateur Radio Club about 2 years ago. And I keep getting the question, well, I've watched that class. Is that no good anymore? I was like, no. You know, they usually only change about 10 to 15% of the questions every 4-year cycle. So you could probably get by with the and there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that have technician and general and extra classes up on YouTube for training and learning and expanding the hobby for you. But this is the first one I've done with the brand new question pool that just updated in July of this year. So Dan Romanchik, KB6NU, some of you might recognize him. He writes the study guides that he calls no nonsense study guides. And he does them for all 3 license classes. And you can download all of them for free in PDF format if you just go to kb6nu.com. So he's going to be teaching a 1-day technician class on my channel, live stream, on Saturday, starting probably about 9 a.m. Central Time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern. And it'll go for 7 or 8 hours, something like that. We'll take breaks and lunch and whatnot, stuff in the middle of all that. But that's going to be a really popular class, I think. I think we'll get a lot of live stream watchers, but people will watch it on the replay quite a bit because that's been the most popular class most popular video on my channel for the last 2 years anyway.
Excellent.
So really happy to get people licensed, interested in amateur radio, get on the air, get your license, get on the air. Dan's philosophy is he gives you the bare minimum to pass the test because he thinks that you don't really start learning until you get your license and get on the air.
Yeah, absolutely right. I agree with that statement.
I do too. I mostly agree with that statement. There's different schools of thought around that, and I don't think any of them are wrong. I think people have different learning. I don't want to say learning abilities because it sounds like I'm saying learning disabilities.
How about comprehension levels?
Correct. Yeah. People learn differently. Like some people learn by textbook reading. Some people learn by classroom. Some people can do it online course by themselves. Some people don't want to do it by themselves. I don't think if you learn the material, I don't think there's a wrong way to do it. Just do it however you want to do it and get your license and get on the air. So this is a no nonsense, bare minimum study guide technician course for people who do not have their licenses yet to get your license, and then you can start learning after you get on the air, get interested in and get experience with amateur radio.
So the most important thing right now is people need to mark the calendars, tell their spouses, tell their friends, tell their neighbors, tell anyone. Maybe throw an 8.5 by 11, make a quick flyer, Microsoft Word flyer, put it up in the library, put it in your community center. Find out, every community is different, and point them to Jason's channel. And guess what? While you're at it, there is a whole library of awesome Jason videos. But let's concentrate on this one first for Saturday for everybody. So excellent, man. This sounds great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really fun show. I'm going to be in front of the computer all day, running the background for Dan while he's teaching. And the last time I did that, I had a lot of fun with that. So I'm sure he's going to do an excellent job. He teaches classes. He lives in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and he teaches local classes 2 or 3 times a year. And I'm on his email list. I got an email from him 3 or 4 months ago, and I said, "Hey, would you want to do this on a live stream so that you can reach a broader audience?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's a great idea." So we've been planning this for a little while, and I think it's going to turn out really well. So if you don't catch the class live, and I've had this question, so I'm going to say it. If you don't catch the class live, if you have to leave in the middle of it, whatever, just like every live stream on YouTube, it'll be replayable forever and ever on the channel. So you'll be able to go back and watch it as many times
Team
as you
replay.
want.
Team replay,
Yep.
right?
Team replay. That's correct. Yep.
You know, that's something else. Something else that we should also point out. If there's any club presidents out there, anybody who does anything for your club locally, take Jason's link, do a copy and paste, throw it in your however you send out your information. I know, like for my club, everything is done through email. We don't have a paper newsletter anymore. But I'm going to take Jason's link and I'm going to say, hey, if you know somebody, here's the link, and all they got to do is click it, and on Team Replay, and then boom. And get yourself a class and get in there, pass it, and start getting on the air, right, Jason?
That's correct. Yep, that's correct.
Start getting on the air, and that's when again your learning is going to start really enhancing.
Right.
And you're going to get hungry now for the next one. Any thoughts about doing a general or maybe an extra?
Extra.
Yeah. So I have both of those on the channel already. That question has come up several times as well. So the general class question pool doesn't expire until July of next year, 2023. And the extra class is good for another 2 years until July of 2024. So both of those classes are on my channel right now. Now, I've talked to Dan about doing his style of class in a later live stream. And yes, we're looking at doing that. No plans have been, hashed out yet. We're going to see how this one goes and kind of talk afterwards and see what he thinks and see what I think. I'm totally willing to do that. But realistically, the best time to do a general class will probably be about this time next year after the question pool updates. Right. So it's very possible that will happen. But if we did one today, then it would only be good for 7 months, 6-7 months before the question pool changes again. And those classes are already on my channel. So
Jason, how does this sound?
Yeah.
A guy like me, I either do the PDF and I just highlight the answers, or I find something, the flashcards or whatever. But then you go find Jason's video and you use it to just enhance you a little bit, just to kind of, even if you're at that 75 mark or whatever, just to get over the hump, or even if you want to go a little higher, maybe you'll find something will help you make you understand that segment, and that which then boosts your self-esteem. Now you're going to walk into that session, whether you do it online or whether you do it the old traditional way. It's only going to help you, man. It's only going to help you.
And if you've been studying for a while and you're struggling with 1 or 2 sections, come watch those sections and leave and go take your tests because if you've mastered 3 or 4 or 5 sections, but you're struggling with a couple, 3 sessions, something like that, then you don't have to watch the whole thing. And for the team replay folks, I will split it up in chapters so that people will be able to click on the chapter and say, this chapter is for this section 1.2, 1.3, however it's numbered these days. But that'll be after the live stream ends. That'll be for the replay folks. But yeah, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. If you just need part of it, come watch that part you need, study that, go take some practice tests on QRZ or on aa9pw.com. And go take your test. So that's it.
Hey, listen, we want to thank you as always for what you do for the hobby, which crosses over so many forms between YouTube and I know locally and with RF wise. Man, you are just a spark. You and probably I think of like you and maybe 8 other guys who are like the spark of getting people excited, or keeping them excited of what's going on and trying, and don't being afraid to experiment, get on. Most importantly, what have we said 1,000 times? And we continue to say, just get on the air. I don't want to hear about the band conditions. Just get on the air. You'll be surprised who you may find on the air.
It's true.
So, You know, but thank you, man. We deeply appreciate it. Hey,
Yep.
quick question. That's kind of how's the truck going? I know you've been doing some remodels a little bit. Just give us
Yeah.
a little teaser. Give us a little teaser.
The truck is doing great. So I had some new accessories installed on the truck just recently. I started a new Instagram channel for my truck build out, which I call hamradio_overland.
There you go.
And I've got a couple of plans that I haven't announced yet for stuff, but let me just put it this way. If you have a really cool mobile ham radio setup, I want to talk to you. So whether you're a YouTuber, whether you're just the average dude with a really cool setup, that's fine. I don't care if you're interested in talking to me. I don't really care who you are. So I've got some plans I'm working on, but yeah, the truck's going well. The RV's not going so well, but we're going to be talking about that in a later video as well. So this is my old RV. This is not the new one I bought. This is the old one because the new one is still in freaking Huntsville, Alabama. But we're not going to talk about that right now. So
I should drive over there and take a look at it. See how it's going.
You should do that, Joe Brett. I would appreciate it if you do that. The guys at Gigaparts are like, hey, we need to go down there and bust some heads. Let us know. And I'm like, yeah, I may have you do that.
Joe Brett, maybe you should put on your work uniform.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that.
I'm going to need a brand new one. You keep that one.
Yeah.
You know, you speak all this good stuff about Jason, and there's a lot of good stuff about Jason, but he's really pissed me off here lately, and I'd like to share this with the world.
Is he a scoundrel?
I'd like to hear this. Actually, go ahead.
Is he a scoundrel?
So, no, it's not his fault. That's the problem. But I'm watching his garage clean out, and I ain't freaking right there in the driveway. It just hurts my heart, man. So you guys around Texas, check out his garage clean out. Get some good stuff.
What about the driveway again? I missed that part. What'd you say about my driveway?
When you was putting all the stuff out of your garage into the driveway, and you were saying, I might give that away if you're, in Texas, or I got this for sale. That man's got better prices.
Road trip.
Yeah, maybe can we expand it if you're at least 3,000 miles away or less? Does that kind of open the game?
I shut it off at the Canadian border. Nobody is
Molson, come on.
As long as we're paying shipping, right?
I only say that because Daniel's here, but yeah.
Ouch.
Jason Scout 75 says, "I heard what happens in Huntsville stays in Huntsville. Apparently, so does Jason's RV."
Oh, Scout. Spot on.
There you go.
He is not wrong. That might be a dig, but I totally agree with that dig because he's not wrong at all.
That may need to be a T-shirt.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm actually wearing my Huntsville T-shirt right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's great. I enjoyed watching your garage clean out and
Thanks.
trying to pass some of that stuff along or help others and sell it to them at a very reasonable price. So
I've given away several things already as well. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hamming it forward. That's what it's about.
Jason, the question is, have you seen any nice big bucks?
So a friend of mine, Mike, shot a huge buck opening morning, which was Saturday morning. Since then, we've not really seen anything really large. It's really too hot. It was in the 70s. It was 37 degrees Saturday morning, opening morning. Every morning since then, it's been like 60 and getting up to like 75, 80 during the day. So they just don't move around that much when it's that hot outside. So we've seen some stuff. We got trail cams all throughout the property. Got some really nice bucks and wildlife. A lot of feral hogs. Of course, a bunch of deer of all sizes. There's 2 or 3 spikes walking around the place that are just taunting everybody. We're going to probably take them out sometime soon. But they're out here. They're not moving around quite yet because the weather's not cold enough.
there's so many.
Well,
people
listen,
get so
Jason.
mad about that.
If you don't have any luck, call me up. Somehow they love to run into my cars, so I can help you out.
Well, it's the only way you can harvest a deer in Canada, from what I'm told. But
With the drive hunt,
yeah,
I went. Yeah, the car season is still a couple weeks out.
the car season. Yeah,
But actually, I think on Tuesday, yesterday, Monday, I went outside of my office building, and right there in the parking lot was a massive buck just walking right through the parking lot. I was
Nice.
like, I couldn't get my phone out fast enough to take the picture, but
Yeah.
they tend to be attracted to my front bumper. I had one ran into the side of my passenger door last year.
They're attracted to all front bumpers, to be honest. So
You
yeah,
say
they
that the neighbor that lives behind me, I remember several years ago, 3 times in a row he went hunting. Didn't get anything in the woods, but on the way back home, he tore the front end of his vehicle up every time.
that happens.
I started
It's a
thinking he
thing.
was just riding around waiting for one, and swerving.
trying to get that 0 to 60 time up, right?
Well, they have their own YouTube show themselves, and they talk about humans, so it's the same thing,
Yeah.
In that way, so.
If
The
you
hell is
haven't
that?
seen the,
Is that your stomach?
What the hell is that? What's that? A mating call?
I don't know what that is.
That is her.
Oh, the four-legged friend.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Down to his lap. I was like,
I thought that was Molson, but so
No wonder
If
why
you
they're running
haven't
into his
seen-
bumper.
if you haven't seen the TikTok video about the lady calling into the radio talk show and asking why they put the deer crossing signs in a certain place because she keeps hitting deer, she's like, they need to move the deer crossing signs outside of the city.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, because they can
really
read.
funny. It's really, really funny.
Yeah.
So
So
the last time I almost totaled my car was I was driving down a single lane highway, and I saw this deer in the oncoming lane. So I came to a stop, but as I was stopping, I was flashing my high beams because I could tell the car coming up the other way didn't see it. I was flashing. I came to a stop. The deer took off, but it came up my lane and just ran right into the front of my hood, like right head on. I was stopped and ran into it.
Oh my God.
So I pull over. The lady who was driving, she did a loop. She's like, I didn't see it. Thank you so much. Like, I would have. She was booting it, and I was like, yeah, no problem. Except it turned around and ran into my car, and I had to get my whole front end had to be my hood, my bumper, my lights, my rad, everything had to be changed. Ran right into it. So yeah, but I don't know. I think I've totaled 3 cars, and I've had 7 hits on a deer since I moved here 7 years ago.
I wonder how these people with electric cars are going to fare against a deer. Because if you foobar an
not
actual
well.
truck with a deer, you have no chance of walking home from that if you're driving an EV. That's just my opinion. I'm not against EVs. I actually want one, but I don't want to drive it in the country at night. That's for sure.
That's like the remember the smart cars?
Yeah, the little.
Clown
The
car.
roller skate.
Yeah.
Forget
roller
about a deer.
cars.
Forget about a deer. Hit a moose.
Right.
Yes.
You're dead.
Oh, see, we don't have moose down here, but I've heard that's a real
totaled
thing.
my smart car. I hit a squirrel.
We call them BB cars. Yeah.
I mean, I get scared when I see there's a couple of them around town, and they look like they're hauling butt, for one, because I guess they're so small. But I'm just like,
Well,
slow
they got
down
that
before you go in that
lawnmower
curve, man.
They got that lawnmower engine on them, and you wind them up and you go.
Smart car with a Hayabusa motor. Now we're talking.
Right. Gosh. Well, I appreciate you guys letting me come on tonight. I will have the link. I haven't put up the link to the live stream yet. I will put that up tomorrow. And I have, if you want to read more about it and sign up for the web, I'm going to have a webinar, a Zoom webinar that people can join. And I don't know if that's the link you guys shared earlier. But it's hr2.li/new tech class should be the URL. It is not HTTPS, so just put HTTP. It's just a forward, so it's not a secure website. It's just a forward.
What is it?
If you go to that, it should take you to an email sign-up form. It should give you a little bit of details about the class. Then you can be invited to the Zoom webinar to be on the back end of the class and raise your hand and ask questions if you want to. You don't have to do that. You can watch the live stream. So there's a lot of options out there that you can do. So But I'll put the
HR2.
hr2.li
Okay.
/ new tech class.
Okay. There's so many things after that slash that comes up in my browser.
Yeah, that's my own
But-
personal URL shortener. So
Yeah.
Let me go back here and see what it says. It /gigapart /5FSA3 out free QRP radio, free antenna, 1K giveaway. You really use that /.
so you
Evidently,
you've signed
I
up
have
for all
too.
my giveaways. Congrats to you.
Multiple times.
So yeah,
Even though
Sorry,
you
I
just
haven't won
delete my
anything.
entry. But
right. Yeah. No, I don't. I only delete Frank's entry. I don't delete anybody else.
And Jason, I sent you the link for the test session afterwards.
Perfect.
you
Yeah,
wanna-
you want
if
to
you
talk
wanna
about
drop
that,
that in.
Steve?
Yep. So after the live stream class, we will have a test session for anybody that wants to either take their tech or upgrade. I will have extras available, so we
Wow,
can
look at that. There you go.
we can do
guys.
generals, we can do extras. But right now that link is set private, so I'll give Jason and his guys the first opportunity to test, but then I'll open it up to whoever wants to come in.
Excellent. Excellent. Jason, as always, thanks, man. You're always
Yeah.
welcome. Pop in. You know where the hidden key is? It's under the map.
Yeah. 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 Thanks,
So,
guys. I appreciate it.
listen, man, be safe down there. Have fun.
Yep.
And we look forward to seeing you again, okay?
Sounds good. Appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
Yep.
Don't
Good,
Sounds
good.
great.
just
Don't
pull a
let Joe Brett dominate the conversation.
and,
I can take it
and-
away in a heartbeat.
and don't
All right,
pull
you
a
guys have a good
chain.
night.
Don't pull a chainy when you're hunting. Okay.
Oh, see, he
No.
knows. See, he knows.
No.
Just
No. No, thanks. Appreciate that.
see you, buddy.
All right, we'll
Later,
see you,
guys.
man. Take care. 7-3.
Well, we got another friend coming on, guys. This is great.
Yeah.
We can't even go through the opening. This is awesome.
You know what we
Let's bring him
do
on.
before we hold on? Before we bring him on, we need to I want to just quickly talk about some quick things coming up. So next week, guys, we got Kevin, K0KLB, who does QRP out in Middle America, Iowa. He's a fun guy. He's playing with an ICOM 705. He's playing QRP, whip antennas. He's loading up combines. He's loading up whatever. So we got him coming on next week. After Thanksgiving, we got Smoking Ape coming on. Smoking Ape just wants to hang out. I said, dude, where the hell have you been? We've had everyone. For heck, we even had FEP Jim on here. We've had TO. Scouts coming on. We have everybody coming on. And Ape said, okay. I was like, okay, we don't have to sell anymore. So we got Ape coming on. Our ham radio get people on the air thing. Somebody want to post the link to the Buy Me a Coffee for that? As you know, if there's any new people listening, if you're out there in Twitter, hello Twitter. And for everyone listening to us on our podcast, we deeply appreciate you guys listening, the support. The Buy Me a Coffee link is always available. And this way here, we're going to get that reserve up a little bit more. We've been talking a little bit about what to do for something in December, about what to maybe give away for a package, how we're going to give it. Again, so let's get that fund up a little bit more, and we're going to get somebody on the air. So what happened? Who did
Daniel's
we
internet
lose?
must have died.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Talk
no.
about that. This
A
is part of
deer,
my-
No,
a
I'll be
freaking
back. I'll be
Did
back.
a
I got it,
Did a deer hit the side of the house?
dude. I was. You know what? My son and I were home alone the other day, and I was sitting on the couch on TikTok. Wasting my time, and all of a sudden there's this massive bang. Like I thought it was my neighbor with a 12 gauge or something because he said he was waiting for a coyote to come around. It was just a wicked loud bang. I was like, what the heck was that? And I had to do the whole like, who's home? My son's upstairs. So I go to the back and I'm like, what the heck was that? There was this massive bird. It was like a partridge. It flew right into my house.
Was it in a pear tree?
I was just going to ask. Wait, did he get the memo? We don't do Christmas yet. The next holiday is Veterans Day. Let's just keep this into perspective. Don't get me going.
Anyways, it flew in the house and it died. It was on the ground on the porch, like shaking. And
Did you eat it?
no.
Okay.
threw it over the fence to feed the coyotes. So my neighbor gets irritated by them, you know.
You're such a good neighbor.
My neighbors. I was over there because we're storing our hay. We ordered 60 big round bales of hay, and it's staying at his place. And I was over there with my son unloading the trailer, and he's like, "Yeah, there's this coyote that comes around every day around 4 or 5 o'clock." And he says, He had his 12 gauge out. He's like, "I'm waiting for it to come around." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then meanwhile, I get home, a partridge dies on hitting our house, and I say, "Throw it over the fence."
Bring the coyotes.
Exactly.
Scott,
Anyways,
what do you think?
I'll be right back.
Scott, what do you think? Should Molson be someone's neighbor?
Yeah.
Unless this is why they make vast land of,
Listen, I'm listening, guys. You be careful what you say.
You throw
Dude,
dead
you
things
know,
over
I would love to have him. I would love to have him as my neighbor.
Oh,
I'd be
if
like,
he's
"Hey, can I wire?
Won't you
Can I
be my
borrow?
neighbor?
Yeah, can I borrow your fence so I can load up a, an antenna maybe, or
I'm sitting here looking
A
up
beverage?
partridges on Google now because I don't reckon I've ever seen one.
So apparently the next holiday is the Marine Corps birthday.
thought that just
Okay,
happened.
that's what I thought.
11/10.
Man, they
All
have
right.
a birthday whenever they just think about it.
All right, fair
I was gonna
enough.
say,
Fair
well,
enough. And then after that,
they
it's
started at a
Veterans Day.
bar, so yeah.
Scott, what's up, man? It's good to see you.
Yeah,
Really,
good to
Scott,
be here.
looking good, man. Look at you.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but good to
Wow,
have
he
you.
looks good, man. That beard looks all nice. Do you use any type of conditioner? Like, what do you use?
I got a little beard oil every once in a while, but
There
maybe
you
it's
go.
just brushing it and brushing it and brushing it. And I got
Is
a little,
that some?
Studio
a little up
looks
top
nice.
now too.
Is that something that requires what, or is it just up to the individual? Is that like a twice a week or 3 times or once? What's the frequency? What do you recommend?
It's whenever you don't want your beard all, jagga-wonky and all over the place. You just want to kind of tame it a little bit.
Right.
But most of the time, it just kind of stays there. I mean, usually my beard's covered in sawdust because I'm out in the garage working on woodworking projects or something.
Right.
I was gonna say you don't want that Carlos beard.
Yeah. That would not be very fun in a soldering iron accident.
Oh no.
No. I would love, man. See, I envy you guys. I would love to be able to grow something. Nothing grow. It's, I don't know. I didn't get the gene. I didn't get the gene for good looks. I didn't get the gene for singing. I didn't get the gene for dancing, and I didn't get the gene for growing, some nice facial hair, some badass, So, but
Well,
oh well.
that's okay. You made up for it by getting the gene for being a badass.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, there you go.
As well as just being an overall good guy. I don't know. You know what I mean? Well, thanks for coming on, man. I was thinking of you. Like I said, we've been thinking about all of our friends, and we know people's lives get busy, and I'm like, man, there's a whole bunch of people we just haven't seen in a long time,
Yeah.
literally a long time. So,
We
I
kind
know
of
you
lost touch
started
with one another.
exactly, and here we are, communicators. Hello,
Yeah,
and
right.
yeah, and we just kind of lose touch, and that's why I said, come on, man, come on, and I'm glad you were able tonight and
Yeah,
everything.
absolutely.
So, but what's going on in your life, man? You doing anything different?
Well, as you know, I started up a secondary channel. I got a cooking channel. I'm getting ready to put another video out for that. I'm going to start shooting it tomorrow. Been a
It
little
smells
rough on me
great.
lately. What?
It smells great.
Oh, thank you.
You cooking, Jeff? Yeah.
And we've told you if you need any product testers
Right.
to test the.
Well, here's a little insight for you. I mean, I doubt it'll be as big as I'd like it to be in my head, but I'm rapidly approaching 10,000 subs for my Ham Radio for Non-Techies channel.
Excellent.
And I'd like to have a big ass barbecue at my house, since I have a huge backyard, a huge deck, and all kinds of smokers, and everybody come out and cook some food and drink beer and shoot tequila and maybe have a live stream of the party and have everybody.
He said the word. He said tequila. Oh my god.
Absolutely, man. Right there.
What's that?
Oh.
What is that?
This is Sangre de Vida. Comes in a big black heart.
Yeah.
110 proof tequila.
Oh my goodness!
Interesting.
Ridiculous.
Interesting.
Pass us a sip.
Right.
or two? Can I? And what color is it? Is it a nice clear?
Oh, it's
Oh,
Interesting.
This is the Reposado. I didn't get the Anejo because it didn't come in as cool a looking bottle.
Hmm.
a what?
Joe. Is that a tin cup?
I was just gonna say, Joe Brett. Yes, it
Possibly.
is.
I call it my magic cup. See all the colors.
And Dennis says,
Oh.
he buy it just for the black hard bottle. I get it. A lot of people.
Absolutely.
I've seen so many people. I'm not sure whether you guys call your stores liquor stores, packies, or whatever you all call them in different parts of the country. But a lot of people go for the bottle, regardless of what's inside it. They want the bottle.
Yeah.
I did that once for a bottle of bourbon. Comes in a gold bar, so it looks like an actual like.
No, no
gold
kidding.
bar.
Really? Oh
What
my
was
God.
inside the bottle was so bad.
Did it go down the drain, or did it make
Oh, it
you
went
know
down the drain.
ice pops?
Even though I got a cool bottle, I still lost $30, so it's never gonna happen
Well,
again.
you should really go for the Grand Tequila Heart bottle.
Was that something?
$190.
Yeah, not this week. But yeah, I've just been working on the other channel, working on the Ham Radio for Non-Techies channel. I've got as you know, I do woodwork on the side. It's it's one of my first passions. And for some reason, right around the holidays, the whole rest of the year I'll get a call. Or right around the holidays, everybody all of a sudden remembers Scott's a woodworker. Let's order all kinds of crap from him, see if he can build stuff. So I've so far this week built 2 cabinets, a bud vase, I got a jewelry box I made out of Peruvian walnuts, really pretty. And I've got a mahogany table I just built.
Wow, nice. You're talented, man. You're talented.
Runs in the family, I guess.
You're talented, and you got a great beard. I mean, and you like tequila. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned,
I
that's
love
win,
tequila.
win all over. That's win all over the place. You know.
Now, if you want a good tequila, if we're on the subject of tequila for just one more sec,
Sure. Yeah. Because, go ahead.
this is my private selection. Addictivo in cognac casks. I believe this is an Anejo. This sips like the best and most smooth bourbon you've ever had in your life.
Wow.
You're coming to Huntsville in 23, right?
Yeah. Hey,
Bring
if I go traveling, one of these bottles will be in my bag. So,
See, here's the thing that I found between bourbon, whiskey, as well as tequila. I guess just about anything. It's sort of like cigars. Everyone's palate is going to be different.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's why I think it's just fun to talk about this stuff. And of course, we're talking about being responsible here, folks. So, we all know about that. But there's nothing wrong with enjoying your favorite beverage responsibly, trying it, safely in your home with friends and everything, and sharing stories, as well as it opens up about other stories, that we all have in life, and it's good friendship, memories.
absolutely.
It's
like
brotherhood.
food. It's like
Brotherhood.
food. It brings people together.
It does. It absolutely does.
My only rule about liquors is I like a liquor. If I have to mix it, it wasn't made right. All it should require is a glass and maybe an ice cube, and that should be it.
Do you have a preference depending on what type of liquor you're drinking, what type of glass, or do you just have your favorite glass and I'll just throw whatever I want in it?
I've got an entire kitchen, two kitchen cabinets full of all kinds of crystal, and they're all different shapes, sizes, and stuff for different types of drinks, from different types of wines, different types of liqueurs, bourbons, scotch. This is supposed to be like a scotch glass, but it works really well with the tequila.
Interesting. Excellent.
I got some ones that look like a spittoon that are actually made for tequila, and those are really nice.
Interesting.
So Scott, what kind of woodworking do you do?
I primarily, I own the largest pen company in Houston. So I make really nice. I've shown these before. I think I make really nice custom pens.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow, man! Put that closer to the camera. I didn't know about this.
Well, why did we know about this?
Yeah.
What the heck? I'm glad you came on tonight.
You tequila cooking son of a gun.
Look at this. Good looking beard, son of a gun. Look at him. Add that, Joe, to the list.
So
And he woodworks.
Yeah,
do you
I
do any
did.
fountain pens?
I can make fountain pens, rollerball, ballpoint, pretty much whatever you want. I don't do fountain pens except by special order, because if I make one, I usually end up sitting on it for months before somebody goes, "Oh, I want a fountain pen." There's like 9 people in the world that use a fountain pen.
Well, we got on the subject of pins one, and I felt so inadequate because I've got the Uniball, and Carlos and some of the other guys were like, "Oh man, you got to get a fountain pen," and started. They're naming them like Dunn names the cigars. I ain't got a clue what those are, and so
I
feel
actually
like
I found a
you step
fountain
up.
pen I really want, but it's about 65 grand.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Oh, lotto.
A-
Wait, was there a lotto
A
winner?
pen,
Hmm? No.
65 grand for a pen.
Yep.
It's got
Now, Scott, do you have a
rhinestones on it,
website?
right?
Do you have a website where because Plasma wants to know if these can be ordered?
Well, yeah, it's made. It's all pretty much now. They're all made to order. But yeah, you can go to kingpens.net.
Somebody want to throw that link in as a banner for everybody here. And if you're listening on the podcast or on Twitter, kingpens.net.
who the hell uses .net? Goodness gracious.
Well, that's all I could get because .com was taken up by some vaping prick. But
So what started?
Oh,
Okay.
never mind.
Hey Scott, what got you involved in the writing utensil industry? How did that get you?
I went to some store one day and saw some pens I really liked, and I saw the price tags like I can make these. And
Well, gee, that's a good incentive, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely, it definitely was. Yeah, so I just decided I was going to give that a shot, and I did. And my stupid screen here. There we go.
Everything's
I just
out of
posted.
stock, man.
There it is.
So these are made out of wood?
A lot of mine are made out of wood or acrylic, but the one I just put up
Okay.
on my screen here, that's the $65,000 beauty.
Oh,
Somebody make that screen big for it. There you go. Wow.
What's that made out of?
18 karat gold,
Yes,
gemstones, and I think there's a little platinum in there too. But it's all
Oh, yeah.
it's all handmade.
You make that?
No. If I made that, we'd all have FTDX 10s.
That brought 2.0 back, man. How you like
Well,
that
look at
pen, Jay?
2.0. So
So-
hang on, I'm going to turn around. I want to see this shit.
So, no. I have one of Scott's pens.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
have
right.
one. He
Yeah.
gave me one at Belton last year, I think it was. Fantastic quality. Really, I still use it today. In fact, I used it yesterday. No, I use it today. I keep it with a journal that I take notes with for my YouTube stuff. So really good quality pens. Great. However, I will also say that $65,000 would buy about 10 Flex radios, so there's no way I'd spend it on an pen. So
Hence why I don't
I
have
want to
one.
make that clear because priorities here, son. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
how it is.
Exactly.
Happy trails.
Oh my god, dude! Have you Googled most expensive pen?
I probably have. but-
1.3 million, 1.4 million. I mean, no telling what after taxes. What is that made of?
Yeah, there's also I collect watches too. So there's a watch out there I want. It's about 350 grand.
Now, watches I'm familiar with. Well, somewhat, a little familiar. But yeah, pens. That's expensive for a damn pen. That thing better write in every environment I ever take it to.
It should write.
That's
It should write in any language you think about.
Right. Yeah. You just think in Spanish and you start writing in Spanish.
There you go.
You can click on that link I just put in chat.
Well, yeah, to answer, I forgot who asked the question about what kind of woodwork I do. I do pens, and my main thing is I do heirloom quality furniture and accessory things that are very exotic woods. I don't use any domestic woods if I can help it, because the exotic woods just have this natural beauty, and I don't stain anything. If you want me to stain wood to make something look like something else, then buy it in that wood, because I'm not going to stain it. I won't cross that line.
There's this guy on YouTube I started following that takes pieces of wood, like big pieces of wood, and he makes these awesome looking tables out of it. And I'll find the link. I can't remember the name of the channel right now, Scott, but I'll
Is it
find the
Black
link.
Forest?
Is he doing like
What?
the
Say
resin
that again?
pours?
Black Forest Woodworking or something like that?
That might
Is it-
be him. That sounds.
And he's done like tables for like football players and
Yeah, and he narrates all of his videos.
Does he
He
pour?
records
does he
them
pour
and then he
resin?
goes back and narrates over them. He doesn't like talk to you during the video.
Oh no, this other guy. I'll share another link with you. A Canadian guy that does some really, really fancy tables.
No, this guy's not Canadian, although I think he is up north somewhere. But no, this I'll find it and show it to you. But freaking awesome tables he makes. So if you can make me a table like that, Scott, it'd be a great Christmas present for my wife. She's not watching y'all's channel, so I can say that out loud.
She might be.
No, no.
I like that.
She might be, but I doubt it.
Oh my God.
That's
$1.5 million pen. I'm sorry. I'm still on this pen stuff.
I mean, to derail you with that stuff, man. It's just, there's some weird stuff out there that exists.
Can you imagine Can you imagine the high performance parts you could get for your vehicle for that much money?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm thinking of the security detail you'd have to have around you just because of the ink pen in your pocket.
Hire Joe Brett. Problem solved.
I'm all for it.
You ever notice there's two things that are pretty consistent in America? The first thing is when they sign a bill or some kind of thing, they share all the pens afterwards.
Right.
You notice that?
That's
and
tradition.
then we also wonder how politicians get so wealthy when they go into office poor and come out rich. Guys, we just nailed it. They sell those pens on eBay.
Well, you know what those pens are that they sign those with, right? They're not just giving away they're not giving away a Bic. They're giving away a Mont Blanc.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. Was the Mont Blanc.
Yeah, these are about $300 a pop or more, depending on what style you get.
Oh yeah, the 1.5 had diamonds all over it.
Your tax dollars at work.
Yeah. Your tax dollars well, previous to your tax dollars, the same pens wrote and signed the Declaration of Independence. So that's where that tradition started.
Right.
Yeah, but they signed the quill pens they took off of a peacock's rear
The
end.
signing of the John Hancock.
The John Hancock. That's where the phrase
John Hancock's where it came from.
That's right.
And for any of you guys who are Sopranos enthusiasts, there is a scene in one of the episodes about the signing of the John Hancock. So we'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
We're not gonna, so
I remember that. I do. I've watched that whole series. It was great.
Yeah.
I always wanted to get all those guys to sign my my Cigar Aficionado magazine, and then freaking Jonathan died. So I was like, crap. That's not gonna happen.
You guys talk about vintage stuff and unique, woodworking. A lot of you guys know I'm on Facebook, but I do more with the groups. I'm not into this, individual stuff. And one of the cigar groups I'm in, there's a guy who makes these nice vintage ashtrays, and they're like 30 inches high, and they got some type of either some stained glass to them or some type of theme, some type of woodworking. And I just envy guys who can just take an idea in their head and or find something and just bring it back to life. Something maybe from the 30s or the 40s or 50s, whatever era that it came from, and kind of bring it back, but yet maybe don't bring it too new. Just leave it with a little bit, just to show it's and just let it talk. Just let that piece talk. Our buddy Jeff, who's been on here, who has done the vintage radios. I have two of his radios that he gave me, and actually one I bought, one he gave me, and I told him, do not make them pristine. Leave them with a little bit, so it shows the air. Let that air talk to us. When you look at it, and let the sound come out of it, and everything. And it's the same thing for a lot of different pieces like that too. So.
Yeah, I can. I look through old catalogs. I bought these old magazines of woodworking, and they're like from the 60s and 70s, and people just showcase the work they did. So I go through and I'll find ideas, or I'll find something I like, and I'll just start sketching out and start imagining what the scale is, what the dimensions are. And I'll go out in the garage and just grab some wood and start building it. So I like.
Now, what do you have in your garage now? What do you have in your garage for is there any specialized tools you have?
Well, I mean, table saw, radial arm saw, got a couple routers, nail guns, all kinds of clamps. I got a lot of stuff. I got a full shop. So
you still got that dyna in there too, right?
Absolutely.
Very cool. So, I'm a woodworker myself. That's what I do for a living.
Really?
I do commercial woodworking. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I always like
As well,
hearing about other people who do that.
as well as
I
fixing
will.
up his sister's house.
I'm a
Ye old
woodworker too.
house. Ye old house is he's doing a fantastic job from what we hear on his sister's house too. So
Are you
Video
familiar with
coming in
Festool?
2030.
Ever show you my tower?
Festool, yeah. In my opinion, they make some very nice tools, but they're overpriced.
Well, it
In
might
my
be
opinion.
overpriced, but I've got mine from 10 years ago, and they still worked like the day I bought them.
Yeah.
very
well,
good,
see,
Joe.
yeah. The problem is it becomes an obsession. It's kind of like us with radios, right? A lot of
Absolutely.
guys with radios where they just buy things and Festool, they make a killer product, but when you have a shop with guys in it and your drills cost $1,300 or what's it, $1,200 for the cordless drill?
No, my drill was 5.
Oh, it's more expensive than that now. I think I have to check it out. But when the guys drop them on the floor all the time, and it's not their tools, do you buy them that expensive drill or do you buy something that you don't mind being disposable, right?
If I'm on a job site, you're getting a DeWalt or a Rigid.
Exactly.
Get a Ryobi.
So,
No one touches my Festool.
no, that's pretty much it. So, but no, what's it called? They make really nice, and some of the things that sometimes it's a little, it's a little quirks. It's a little like kind of like, oh, why didn't anybody think about that before? The plunging capability of their track saws. Just some really well thought out stuff. But anyways, not to change the conversation unless the chat wants us to talk about that stuff.
Well, no, it's just like in ham radio. Like I tell people in ham radio, buy once, cry once. Don't spend your money buying. I know people like I'm not gonna say the B word, but some people like to go and buy those. That's fine. Whatever floats your boat.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to buy a good quality radio. I'm going to spend a little extra and get something that's going to last forever and ever. And it might have a little bit more capability, a little easier to navigate through and do stuff, or something that's just going to be built well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think for the consumer, Festool is a great option, like a great product. But like when the industrial line of stuff like Mirka and some of the other ones for like sanding and all that, you start to realize that I don't get like you have to put things in a category where it's like, okay, Festool's got a great thing going for them. They have a great brand. They have very niche ways of doing things. At the same time, there are just as capable products, if not better,
Absolutely.
that are more towards mining. But the general consumer would never see that. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't know about those things. So, but
I think as
anyways,
woodworkers, we're more critical of our output product than somebody who's purchasing our stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the worst. That like sometimes that's like that goes. I think a lot of people just with their work in general, you can look at something and be like, I could have done better, and then meanwhile the customer or your boss is just like floored, super happy.
That's what matters in the end.
And the worst is when you look at something for so long, right? Like when you work on a project that takes so long. Like I have one right now. It's 6 weeks into the project, right? And it's like 7 guys, 40 hours a week, 6 weeks in. And you look at it and you see all the flaws or it just becomes like you're just wanted out that you're sick of it. And to you, it's just like it's a disaster when it's not. It's gorgeous, right? And it's kind of funny how it works. It plays on your psyche a little bit, Yep. Anyways, yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
anyways,
I think my collection of going back to ham radio for a second. My collection of antennas is actually overtaking my collection of watches.
ooh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't mind. Why do you have 85 end-fed halfways? Why don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Jody, I don't know if that's supposed to be like some kind of Jody says guys who work with wood are always too hard on themselves. I'm just kind of. Are you talking about wood, or?
Yes.
Okay, just curious. I got to see what's going on in the chat here.
I can't even carry on with it.
Did we lose Izzo?
I think he had to go make water, it looks like.
Let's see what's going on. Let's check out the chat. If you guys have any questions, especially for our dear friend from Ham Radio for Non-Techies, please put them in the chat there. What's going on here? Oh, you know what? Don's playing on your whole buy once, cry once. He's saying, that's right, buy a Flex Radio right off the bat. Yeah, but see, Don's
course.
saying that, and he's with the Sun SDR. So, like, you got to choose a team and stay to it, Don. That's all,
Hey, you probably missed Don's. He put in the chat earlier. He's got to quit buying so many radios and actually get on the air. I thought that was hilarious.
I'm actually starting to wonder with all the Flex Radio talk from Don if he's if his son is AA0Z.
I saw a little. I shared it with the guys. I saw a video where this woman from the UK was like, in the UK we call these a radio, and she has a little HT, and what was it? Because of the root of the word, where it came from, and radiation, all that nonsense, right? And then it goes, in America we call it a walkie-talkie because we walkie and we talkie, and
Wow.
I thought it was
Wow. Is that the same woman who wanted the deer crossings moved outside the city limits?
Probably.
They say if you dip your balls in glitter, that'd be pretty nuts.
Hold on, what's going on here?
Wow. Yeah.
Baofeng, what is it? Arnold says Baofeng is a good idea for simplex repeaters and stuff like that. If it gets stolen off the mountain, so what?
Yeah,
That's one way to look at it. Hold on. RF Field Tech says he just spent $1,300 to get the front end completely redone on my truck. I thought he was going to say the front end his radio.
Yeah, right.
4 new tires, struts, and shocks. I was talking with a buddy the other day. He's like, 5G. He's like, I watched a video of a drone going in front of a 5G tower and it burnt up. I was like, okay. So what does it mean? He's like, it's gonna kill us. I'm like, you do realize, like, maybe it fried. You fly right in front of a 5G, tower antenna. Anyways, how much are those things putting out? Do you guys know?
Oh,
You know what? RF Field Tech, he should know.
Yeah.
How much are those
It's
5G
not a lot.
towers?
There's
putting
a
out?
reason you see towers and tower within your eyesight.
I was gonna say
yeah.
I don't think they're putting out a full watt. But
Scout had a question for me here. What size nib comes on my fountain pens? I'm not really sure. I'd have to go look at them and look and do the research on it and find out. I think it comes with a standard nib. I can find that out for you if you're really interested in getting something like that. However, finding in Boyne Burrow right now is near impossible because it runs about $1,000 a board foot, and my supplier out in Hawaii has disappeared. Vaporizer got captured by the CIA.
What?
Yeah, right.
What? Oh God! What do you got us into now?
The wood on one of my pens he's looking at apparently is on my website. I had this stuff called Boyne Burrow, which looks like this.
Okay.
And it's very, very expensive wood. So actually, it's one of the most expensive woods on planet Earth. And my supplier that I was getting it from out in Hawaii has disappeared in the past couple of months. So might be a little bit difficult to get a hold of any decent museum quality pieces of Boyne Burrow to make a really nice pen that I'd put my name on. I'm very particular about my wood species.
Plasma Storm saying Baofeng is running a direct buy deal UV5R for $19.99 US with free shipping. Somebody should put that on QRZ.com. Let them know.
That come with a free hat and a bowl of soup.
Let's see here.
Just saying.
Can we go back to the 5G for a minute because
Yeah,
Google
go
just
ahead.
told me something very interesting.
Yeah, what does it say?
5G maximum energy consumption, let's see, is estimated 1 to 1.4 kilowatts, 2 kilowatts for baseband units.
power consumption. Not
So
power
does that
output.
translate to it's going to fry my brain if I walk by a 5G tower or what? There's a lot of speculation out there about what 5G
I
does.
flew around one today. I had no problem.
Yeah. Didn't throw off your helicopters. You're on a drone, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's the same buddy who is into flat Earth. So,
There you go.
Leave it
Oh,
there.
so you're talking about ape. Got it.
Yeah, so it says 5G tower also creates less watt than a microwave, ranging between 0.25 watts to 120 watts. There you go. That's in Canada.
Look at there.
Let's see here. Not the first kind in the world. I was sorry, hold on. Keep going. I'm reading something. Interesting. There's interesting pictures and pictograms on 5G here on my computer right now. Izzo, what's going on, buddy? Where did you go? You make tinkle?
Welcome to
No.
the show, Izzo.
I had the kids had school activities late, so I heard them come in. I just want to check on them. I haven't seen them. I just want to say hello. How you doing? And then I forgot I wanted to throw on my Mr. Buddy heater because it's cold in the garage tonight. So
Send that cold down here, man. It's 80.
it's just crazy, man. Sunday I was walking around in a pair of shorts.
Yeah.
Sunday in shorts, and today I got thermals on, and I got the kerosene going on over here. I threw on the Mr. Buddy here. So
sounds like your winter's firing up like an old Harley with Kickstarter.
It's starting a little bit. We have a storm. We had that storm. Was it Nicole? I'm just waiting for Nicole to blow out of here, and then another week or so, I'm gonna just put the Eskimo ice hut on the back deck. So Tuesday nights, you all may see me coming from where it'll be a nice 55 degrees out, and we'll be in tank tops maybe or whatever. So who knows? Just fire. Just Mr. Buddy heater. I love this Mr. Buddy heater.
I was gonna say,
top fan. Love it.
Saturday, the bike ride that I did was a 100-mile charity bicycle ride, and I got to do it on the motorcycle. I was in basically short sleeves all day, and just absolutely loving it.
And it's supposed to drop down to 44 here on Saturday night. So that'll be a nice change. It'll be like high of 50 something, which that's t-shirt weather. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Steve, what are they calling for you for the storm? Just a lot of wind and rain?
They're saying rain Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday I should be back on the bike if everything blows through like it should.
Yeah, it's coming a little bit earlier for us now. I know they were talking Saturday morning, like around midnight. Now they're talking possibly Friday evening-ish. And they're talking about sunshine by like noontime, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So for us, let's just get this thing in and out of here as far as I'm concerned. So
this thing's only coming in as like a Cat 1, possibly a Cat 2, right?
If that, yeah.
Is it bringing like a crap load of rain and moving slow, or what? What's the deal with it?
Barometric pressure is going to go into like the 980s. So for you guys, for instance, like Steve, it's probably going to be really humid. The pressure is just going to drop, and it's just going to be a whole bunch of moisture and wind. And as it breaks apart, going up the coast into the Appalachian area, and just keeps on going, it's going to continue to break apart, but it's going to be bringing its moisture with it. So, but the reservoirs need a little bit of water. So, it is.
Be bringing y'all some wind too, though, right?
It's going to bring us some wind. I cut down a couple of branches to keep my DX Commander. I had some guy wires that I have up in the top section that were getting all tangled up. So a couple of weeks ago, I pulled out the saw and I said, we got to cut this stuff down. We got to do a little trimming. I don't want that because that DX Commander is going on almost 3 years now, so it's doing well.
It's good.
I've got to go find that spray that Callum was talking about. You got the nylon plates on the 3 different positions on the DX Commander. He found some kind of spray that kind of revitalizes the nylon or the whatever that substance is he prints these things out of, and keeps it from cracking and
Really?
We get real severe weather down here, and the sun is the worst offender, and it'll just be real pain in the butt to have to replace those parts and have it shipped across the pond because I wasn't just going up and just keeping it up to date.
We're probably about 3,000 feet or so away from the Long Island Sound, so it's not like I get it direct, but that air still has that salt. So that's the only thing that I could possibly. But I checked it a few weeks ago when I was doing leaves and everything. Everything is looking good. You know, I went around just to make sure all the lugs, everything was tight. Hey man, knock on
No
wood,
problem.
everything is going great. You know, so
Okay, guys. So I had an idea. Oh, go ahead.
okay.
I was
Go
just
ahead,
gonna.
you were say
I was
something.
gonna show my Mississippi. What the heck is a sound? I mean, we see a lot of water. It's the ocean.
So
You go
it's
down here to the coast, and they talk about the bay and the sound. And like,
I don't know what the origin is. It's called Long Island Sounds.
Yep.
That's all I know. I really don't know what the
intercoastal
origin
waters,
is.
I guess.
No, it's bigger than that.
I'm bigger than that.
It's bigger than that. That's what she said.
Daniel, what was your idea?
Yeah. Daniel, please help us out here.
Okay, hold on. What's going on with this thing? So a while back, the guys we were talking, and we haven't done anything on it. So I want to bring it to the chat to see if maybe it spurs it ahead. But we have talked before to the chat about doing some sort of radio competition kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
The dashboard.
I think keep on going.
All right. So the idea was there's a lack, obviously, right now of sort of interactive contesting. Like I was just looking at the contest calendar. There's not really much interesting coming up for the next couple of weeks. So the thought was to eventually have maybe a monthly contest. Okay. That you can do any mode that you want, and that we get we have a website that's all set up for it, and there are certain loggers that you can upload directly to the website, and it would tally on the spot that day. And whether it's like, say, a 2-hour contest, so say it would be on a Thursday night or a Friday or a Saturday night, some night every month, once a month, and it's just and try and make it bigger, like get it onto the contest calendar, get it into like a real running contest that is competitive, but with immediate results that day, and just maybe some live streaming going on, but try and bring it not just to this community but to the bigger ham community. And that was a thought that we had. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's just something that we would, along those lines, that we'd like to sort of work on. I've already discussed with a couple of people behind the scenes about some ways of making that work. And if anybody has any other ideas or in the the comment section, or some suggestions, or Scott, if you have an idea, or you guys, like, this is, I think it would be fun to do, because we have the big ones every year, the ARL, the 13 colonies, we have the CQ Worldwide, and those are fine, those are good, but it would be cool to have something like once a month that, especially during the winter time, where it's like, today is this, and do
Do
it,
we have to allow FT8? I hate to be the bad guy here, but you guys doing all this FT8.
We can listen. We can
Let
write
your
the
mouth-
rules so
let
we
your
can make it
mouth
less
or-
points.
Let your mouth or let your fist do all the work for you. Not
Well,
the
speaking from a
computer.
person whose noise floor is like S9 plus almost all the time, because I can't get anybody to blow up the house next door with all the solar panels. Sometimes FT8 is one of my only ways of operating unless I leave the house. So I leave the house and set up at a park, I can do whatever I want. But if I want to operate from home, from my nice shack that I spent all this time and money and effort building, I'm kind of limited on what I can do depending on what time of day it is. So
It'll be half a
fair,
point for
and that's
FT8.
fair. That what you just described, Scott, is very fair.
I can't be the only one who's in a situation like that. That's all I'm saying.
Joe Brett, what about you? I bet you're doing FT8 right now.
No, I'm listening to Kate MRD's video. There's a relay click. We're talking about it in chat. He 4 days ago he put out his boom. If you look on the thumbnail, it says boom. He's talking about his boom mic, not having these squeaky springs like the cheap one I got. And when he keys up and unkeys, there's a click, and that click sounds a lot like my Ameritron amplifier. And he's saying it's his foot switch. And my foot switch don't make that noise, but so I'm listening to it. See, there he goes. It's a foot switch.
Oh, his
I don't know.
microphone is probably omnidirectional, which is why you're hearing it, because his foot switch is the distance between his microphone and his foot switch should be at least 3 feet.
And if he
You know?
adds echo cancellation or something, I know every once in a while people used to hear my click. I also took a little WD-40 on a rag, and now my foot switch is nice and quiet. You don't even hear it.
There you go.
He's yelling at me in the chat now. It's just that's what it sounded
Mike's
like.
yelling.
He
Mike-
says a lot of Mike's picking it up.
Mike, tell you what, Mike, if you want to come on the stream, don't yell in the chat. Mike, if you want to come on here and we could discuss it like gentlemen, this is the classroom. I mean, correction, this is the clubhouse.
Mike, come teach us with your wonderful knowledge.
Don't make me come on this.
Somebody
screen.
send that boy a link.
So, you was talking about the FT8 and competitions, and what I gathered off of barely listening to you was, I agree that, one thing that burns my biscuits, and I don't like burnt biscuits. I'll tell you what, but it happens. You just scrape it off and eat it anyway. But
That gives me the red ass.
yeah, why in the heck is FT8 worth as many points as CW? I'm sorry, but CW takes skill. Voice takes a little, you got to get your timing and your antenna. I mean,
They're probably considering a contact to contact. I don't think you don't get more. Do you get more points for being for being voice than being CW or being CW?
no. So all right, take the Mississippi QSO party. They just recently introduced last year for the first time allowed FT8 contacts to count as your points. And so I dabbled on that. When I ran out of voice contacts, I'd do some FT8 for a little while, and then I'd go back to voice. And but CW counts as 2 points, where voice counts for 1 per contact. FT8 also counts for 2 points, just like CW, and
Which
I
that's
do
not
not
right.
agree with that.
That's not right.
Because of the time it takes to complete a FT8 contact.
No, I don't. That's your fault.
Yeah, but on FT8, the computer's doing everything. You're just clicking a mouse and confirming that somebody contacted you, and you sit back the rest of the conversation.
Exactly.
Dennis,
When CW's over sweating balls trying to figure out what to say next. And
yeah.
I remember the alphabet.
So Dennis says FT8 requires 10,000 hours of figuring out your darn sound comport settings. So okay, I get
This
that.
coming from a guy who runs a cross mode,
I get it. I get it. Everybody has a pitch on it. I respect that. That's all I'll say.
I mean, honestly, I didn't get into radio to play FT8. I do FT8 because it's a convenience for me sometimes. I'm at the end of the night, I want to do something that's kind of quiet. I prefer getting on and actually speaking into that nice big $1,500 radio I pissed all that money away on.
And valid point. Yours is very, very valid. I find that. Although I don't understand why we're not seeing more like what we've done here in the past and a few other shows of doing more voice. Everybody just loves that FT8. And I don't want to sound like the old grumpy man here. I am not. I tell everybody, and I do mean it, get on the air. And FT8 is getting on the air. So let's just clarify that. You are getting on the air.
If it makes you feel any better, when I go to when I do parks on the air or anything like that, I do not bring a computer that's FT8 capable with me. I'm doing parks and going through all the trouble of setting up the antenna, driving all the way the hell out to the middle of the DFE nowhere. I'm not gonna sit there and let a computer do my work. I'm gonna have fun with this and actually contact people.
Now, coming from your neighbors, from you said it's your neighbor. Do you think it's multiple neighbors or just one neighbor?
There's only one neighbor in the neighborhood with a solar panel system. I've already talked about it. Like, oh yes, we will go get it fixed, and I never did. That might not be the only problem. Once the solar panel thing is fixed, I got to figure out if there's any other problems. Might be a transformer in the neighborhood or a bad line or something like that. But I won't know until I fix the biggest problem, which is closest to me.
Because you know what I did. Because Scott, you know what I did.
Nuke your neighborhood.
My neighbor in the back of me, I took an AM radio. I took the 705 out with it as an AM radio. And on the corner of my property is my neighbor's shed. They've got something in that shed. Some wall wart charging, whether it's the hedge
battery
trimmer,
charger.
something. There is something in there. And I know when that thing gets unplugged, all of a sudden the noise floor just drops in my house.
So put on your ninja suit, grab some ferrites, put the fence, wrap their cords, jump back over the fence, be done with it.
They're such nice people. I like them though.
They
and they brought dinners. I know. I got to figure out. How how can I still allow them to have what they want? But is there some other device that could be better?
Wrap their.
No.
I'm seriously wrap. If they have something in that shed, if you're friends with them, and you know them well enough, go over and talk to. Hey, can I wrap this thing around your power cord, and go back and see if that fixed the problem? They get something for free. It solves a problem, and everybody's happy.
Hey, I should do that with the phones when I lived in the condos. We should do that. Can I put that little Radio Shack device on all the phones?
Right.
And everyone was complaining. I can hear you on your ham radio device. Clipped it on there. Guess what? They never heard me ever again.
Well,
you know.
Better you hear me on my ham radio than you hear me on my drum set.
MRD, what are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at you.
No, you're not.
Hey, make
Did
a
y'all see
clicking
that?
noise.
You're making that interference, those ham radio operators. You guys ready, or should we have a bit of a build up here?
Drum roll, please.
Oh my gosh, he's bringing the foot switch to the mic.
Hang on.
Okay, let's bring him in here.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody, be quiet now.
Yeah,
You sure it's not the cat? You sure it's not the cat making something? You know, just messing with you.
right here. Let's see.
That's a smart
That
cat.
one, there we are. Okay.
Okay.
So it's the Heil foot switch. All right.
That's
You
what
see
I
this?
have.
Okay.
I mean, what are you trying
what
to
you're
play
hearing?
drums with that thing?
No, I'm trying to talk. It's a foot switch. It's not me. That's how
You
it
too, you can do
sounds.
double bass.
I know what's wrong with him.
Man, this
I ain't
clip
got no
in your
gas
video
in
is echoing in your room that cannot be
It's a freaking concrete and plaster room. What do you expect?
Live from the prison cell.
I'm glad I gave him the link to the show.
Yeah. Now we know. I can leave. I don't.
Thank you
I'm
very
playing
much.
with toys. No problem. Just wanted to clarify for you guys. Someone else is doing it now. I heard it.
Yeah.
Is there a way to make
I was testing mine.
Yeah.
Is there a way to make that thing more quiet though? Is something you like to take apart, maybe add some kind of padding to it, or something where it wouldn't make that noise? Or I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if you're on the radio. No one
I
else hears it.
literally do not care that it makes that noise
Yeah,
because I push it
fair enough.
and then I talk on the radio. Like you hold it down and then you unkey. So it's not a big deal.
Then just do it for Joe Grutt when you make more videos involving that pedal.
Okay.
Yep.
Plus,
Hey,
we
you're
have to
making the
remember
same
that
noise.
it's K and MRD, so there's twice as much force.
Right. You're
'Cause
really punching
I'm
that
not
foot there.
I'm not gentle on my equipment, so it's just like
Think of it like this. Think of it like a Roger beep or a courtesy tone on the repeater. That's all. You know,
Roger.
Roger beep.
I just thought maybe you done got you a juice box and was trying to throw some more at the electrical power back at 'em. Power
I mean, the
company
last
there.
time I had a juice box was probably like elementary school, I'd guess.
You know, Joe Brett, forward gain can be accomplished in one of two ways: through the AC outlet or through the antenna.
Yeah, true.
Or both.
I
So there you go.
have neither option as far as gain. I mean, what's an NFED? 2 dBi. So
Yeah, but if it'll take 1,500 watts, why not do it?
mine won't,
Oh.
and I don't have 1,500 watts, so it doesn't matter. I just got a new 10 tennas. Shout out to Walt from 10 tennas.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it this way: the Nelson antenna is only, I love it, but it's only a 140/43. I just found out because I'm running FT8 through it, and it's the toroid's saturating. Like, what the heck? I thought this was rated for like 200 watts. It was only rated for 75. So I emailed him. He's like, yeah, well, it'll do like 75 for like a minute, but then yeah. So I
So why don't
usually
you design your own?
it's an NFED.
I know. So
I got enough with the battery boxes to worry about.
Yeah, well,
Let
I'm saying,
alone
like
just finally paid for my LLC this morning, and got my EI. What is it? EIN.
EIN, yeah.
So I'll be a legitimate evil company in 10 to 12 days.
Cool.
So yeah, and the battery boxes will be live.
Hey, speaking of battery, I'm looking? I brought up your Twitter. You posted a picture of the Deep Cycle battery. Any any update on that, sir?
The chins.
Is that how they pronounce that? Did you take it to
I got
the
more
chin?
chins in Chinatown. I don't know what are you gonna do.
Where'd you find that? Where'd you find that?
It was on Amazon. So
Amazon.
Really, it's literally called Chins.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Will Prowse has done reviews of these. They sent him like a, I don't know, 100 or 200 amp. Like they're a
Is it heavy,
they're a company.
bulky? How
Yeah,
would
it's a
you?
lithium iron phosphate battery.
Gotcha.
So I charged it when I got it, and then I just had it on receive with the 7610 pulling about 2.5 amps, just sitting there all day. And I had a time lapse on it with just an inline watt meter. It only got about 12.5 amps before it shut down. So I just charged it up last night and today. So it's full now. So I'm going to do the test again. But I mean, it took like 20 amps of current charging. So we'll see.
So perfect for a site for a 705 or some other type of QRP radio.
Oh, this is
maybe
this
a
is
G90.
bigger than a 705. This
No,
would
no,
last.
no,
This
no.
would be like all week with a 705.
That's what I'm saying. But for a battery source, a G90, a half a day maybe.
It depends on what you're doing.
How many amp hours?
I mean,
is
you
it?
could. It's 20. It's a 20 amp. You could run a
20 amp
7300
hours,
off of this.
you run 100
But
100
is it? But
hours.
is it giving you? But is there really 20 ampere hours?
I just got it. I don't know.
That's
That was literally.
the
It was literally yesterday was the first day I ever plugged it in. So
That's why
I don't
we
know.
can't wait for the video. That's why I post. That's why my reply to you is we know what we're going to get at least from you, an honest review.
yeah. And Amazon sent this to me. Believe it or not, I didn't even pay for it. So yeah, I'm curious. I might cut this open. I don't know, because I really
Might
don't.
as well.
I'll either cut it open or I might give it away. Like I really don't have a use for another 20 amp hour battery. I've got
Blasphemy.
30s and 20s, and I mean I got more batteries than I use at this point. So
That's
You
like
know?
saying, Don, you want a cigar? No.
yeah, but you're eventually going to use that. The only time I would go through that many batteries
Right.
is if the power was out for days and the sun was not shining.
Well, I say this very sincere. I stopped doing that. You want to know why? Because I am very. I make sure my batteries are always being used, or reconditioned, and after a while, it gets to be too much. So you can't be an addict when it comes to these battery sources. You really can't, because you'll drive yourself insane if you don't properly take care of them, and then you're actually just not doing justice to the battery.
Well,
think
you're really
by-
supposed to keep them at between like 50 and like 70% if you're going to store them. Probably closer to 50, which I feel some of mine are at. But yeah, I just charge them all up. Like the bottom line is these things theoretically are going to last so long that we as there's going to be a new. I think Dennis said this. There's going to be a new technology before these batteries actually like go bad. You know, like 2,000 life cycles for a ham.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like you'll be dead.
I think Bioleno says only charge them. You charge them if you're storing them. Charge them like once a month or once every 2 months, something like that. Just keep the.
That's exactly what I do, Scott.
Yeah.
Every 2 months. Yep. Use it for a day or two or whatever, and then throw it on a charge.
I do not have too much power, Dennis.
Jody, thank
Jody, thank you for
You of all
the.
people should know that.
Jody, thank you. We appreciate your thoughtfulness.
So somebody was talking about battery technology. I was just looking at that. Somebody brought that up not long ago. There's a
Yeah,
new
I
technology
did.
coming up.
Yeah, you were talking
Yeah.
about a boat. What am I, Canadian?
A boot.
The neodymium magnetic batteries or something like that.
No, it's the graphene. What is it? Hold on. I forget. Shit.
Was that last week's show? I think, yeah.
Yeah. hold
Google's
on, let me
saying
see.
sodium ion, but I don't think that was it.
No, it was out of Brazil. They were.
Sealed
see there.
hydrogen, maybe?
There's so many nanobolt, tungsten.
It's graphite
zinc,
anode lithium battery. I think it is. Maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know.
But you've also got to know different chemistries have different voltages. So just because there's a new exciting chemistry that's out, like lithium titanate was something that came out a few years ago. And I forget what its individual cell voltage was, but basically 3 in series was kind of too low for ham radio, and 4 in series was like 15 and a half, 16 volts, like just over where we want to be. So not all chemistries can be used for what we want them to be used for. Like a lithium iron phosphate battery in a AA, you'd think, well, that'd be awesome because I'd have a really long AA, but that's a 3.2 volt cell. A regular AA is like 1.5, so you would just fry your electronics if you put something like that in there.
Good point, Mike.
Yeah.
Good thing we have you around.
It's my one a day, boys.
No, but it'd be awesome. Like there's also there's the charging time. There's the overall, amp hours, and then the other thing is just the weight, right? So can you guys imagine what's going to come out in the next, 30, 40 years? Like you guys, like just what's come out in the last 10, 15 years, right? In terms of technology, you know what I mean? Like I remember my first cell phone in the early 2000s and then to what they are today.
You didn't get your first cell phone until the early 2000s? Well, I guess that's about the time.
Yeah. I was going to say, but I would take that Nokia back in a heartbeat because that battery lasted all week.
I want my
You're the Motorola Razr.
I want my Nextel i1000, please. or the BlackBerry. That BlackBerry was. Let me tell you something. That was the bee's knees. That BlackBerry with that QWERTY keyboard. That was the bee's knees.
I mean, all this stuff getting fancy, but the Nokia was the one that could get run over by a tank and still work.
It did, and it had that game on it with the snake or
go.
whatever it was.
Flip phone.
Keep yourself busy. The
Mike's
flip
got it.
phone. Look at that.
I hung on to this.
Still rocking the Razr.
You see, that thing's only like one brain cell above a calculator.
This was
That's
so
why the
great because
battery
you could
lasts
just pick
so
it up
long.
and be like, hello?
Hello.
Goodbye. And then just close it shut and you're
All the
done.
enterprise.
Yeah,
Well,
no
I'll tell you about
swiping a
the Razr.
screen, unlock, and all that other
Yeah.
nonsense.
That was
It had
great.
It had a
Sopranos.
little screen
Speak.
here.
Speak.
Man, back in junior high or high school, the Razrs first started coming out. Within the USA, you could only get black and silver, I think, for a while. And I ordered from overseas on eBay. Man, I was like, it was like nobody knew about eBay. It was weird. I got this blue Razr, and everybody was like, "Oh man, where'd you get that?" And I was like,
I
"Yeah,
love my Razr.
I'm kind of a big deal." That was my fame in high school. The
I'm
blue
trying to
Razr.
find my first cell phone.
I think I
I mean,
finally
it had to
figured
be a
mine out.
Nokia.
And everybody
Had mine in
passed
a
the
box
Nokia
for
around
years.
to play the Snake game. Oh, can I play
Yeah.
Snake?
When I was a
Snake
kid,
game
my
was great.
dad had the the old school Motorola, like Zach Morris phone.
Oh my God, the
Yeah.
brick.
Yeah. And he had
My-
like
my
the
dad
big
had
one,
a-
and then they made one that was a little bit skinnier. And then he got that one. Yeah.
My dad had the like a car phone, like
Come in a leather
in-
bag?
no, like in the I'd say like early
Yeah,
90s
the one.
and all that.
Yeah, the one in the back. That was that big 5
No,
watt
no,
phone. I think it was three.
It
three
had
or
a
5 watt phone.
bracket. It had a bracket. Anyways, the only time I ever saw anybody call anybody on that phone was when my mom's car died or the car died on a major highway, and she had to call for towing because it was so expensive to make a cell phone call. Like it was like only in the case of emergency.
Well, back then there was no such thing as the unlimited plans that we have now.
That reminds me too. Back in high school, it's like, "Hey, I'll call you at 9:00 because after 9 it was free."
It was free.
Yeah.
That's right. And weekends. Remember weekends on
Nights and
Friday?
weekends were free.
Nights and weekends. Yeah.
Nights and weekends. That weekend.
You remember calling your friend on a payphone collect to send a secret message, let them know you're at such a
Right.
place?
Yeah,
Probably
call
out
me
of Baby
back.
Eats Boy.
Yep. I was just
And
gonna
quickly
say that.
hang up. And quickly hang up.
Because you didn't have a quarter.
Just call and let it ring once. That way I know you made it home safe.
There you go.
Thanks, Mom.
I remember having to tell my parents, okay, because I used to call and be, when it says leave your name, I used to be like, bring my lunch. Can you bring me a lunch? And I'm like waiting for an answer, right? Because you can hear them when you call. Like when you call
Right.
collect and they say hello, you can hear them, but they can't hear you. So I was like, I can hear what you're saying. So just say yes or no. And I had to like coach them how to respond so they knew how to get these messages across without having to pay money. Because the school would refuse for you go to the receptionist, you're like, Can I make a phone call? No, there's a payphone over there. It's like, oh.
Well, do you
Yeah.
guys Good, Joe. You
Well,
first.
Lon puts the $35 a month, 17 cents each half minute. That reminded me is how how kids and probably even us now, will text message more than actually call. But back then, don't send me no text message. I'm not writing you back because that cost me a whole minute off my plan. One text message. Man, you get into a fight if you text message me.
Or
You
they
owe me
they
a minute.
charge you.
Yeah.
I remember because when I was in sales, and Mike, this might be a little bit before your time, but let me know. We carried, this is before 1995. We carried the pager,
Yep.
and then obviously you either got your
But everybody
you
in '95 had a
Smart beep.
pager.
Okay, so now you had to go to a payphone. We always knew the good payphones, or what we thought were fairly good. When I say good, I mean clean. And then there were some payphones you knew were the nastiest things. But you didn't want to put it too close to your ear, but you had to, and I remember one time taking out a pencil or a pen to hit the number to call and everything. It
What the
was
hell
just,
kind of phones you have up there?
man, because some
Oh.
places
What
where
seedy
people were
places
just,
are you going?
well, something,
Oh, I
hey,
forgot.
man.
It's Connecticut. I forgot.
it's sales, man. When you're in sales, sometimes, and that pager goes off, you knew there was some, if it was your boss, you had minutes to get back to him. It was just, that was their pet peeve, and you knew that. You're like, oh my God, the Food Mart payphone is horrible over here, but you got to make that call, and
Everybody was carrying around sanitizer too.
yeah.
But
And
you
we
know
weren't.
what? We're all
And we weren't
here.
back then. We weren't.
Mhm.
Our immune systems worked.
That's right.
I used to, when in the pagers you can dial the phone number and then you can. I think we used to put the phone number 911 at the end
Mhm.
Yeah.
to say like, don't mess around, call me now. You know
That
what I mean?
that was like the emergency, right? That was the emergency
Yeah.
code.
Yeah.
We had 143 before 143 was popular. That was the I love you.
Yep.
That was done, or but
I like
yeah.
14243 better.
What's that?
It's a little risque.
You know what industry has, when we talk about phones, you remember it used to be all the psychic hotlines and all the, the 1-800
Sure.
numbers.
The party
Those must
line.
be-
Like it,
They
hotline.
must be out of
Yeah.
business, eh? Those things.
You'd think.
You would think, yeah,
They're
because
still
like
around.
you could just go www dot,
No, I was watching Comedy Central one night, and I guess I was watching South Park like 3 a.m. There are still these phone numbers you can call, and of course you use current day models to do the commercial, or you can call up and chat for
To keep you
$8
company.
an hour. Yeah,
To
for
keep you
$8 an hour.
company.
Yeah.
They keep you company, right?
I guess.
Yeah, the pre-recording was free to listen to anyway.
Of course.
Listen. Just drop your credit card. You know how you know what they want. They want your credit card, and
Yeah,
after
that's when
that,
you hang up and just call
that's when you
back
hang
and
up.
listen to
That's
it again.
right.
I'm all about the trailers, baby.
Oh, my God.
$80.
2 minutes later.
$800.
It was like $9.99 a minute, wasn't it?
The
Like that kind of
suspense
stuff.
for the next month if your parents were about to bust in your bedroom door and what the heck was this on the phone? I don't know.
Now, what's funny, Jody just put up a comment there. I don't see any psychic phone lines anymore. They went away, but the porn people stayed around.
Well, they saw it coming.
Well, the psychics knew. The psychics knew when it was going to end, right?
Yeah.
So-
Well, so when you go to the psychic and you knock on the door and they say, "Who's there?" just turn around and leave.
That's right. They
You've
should know
already
by
lost.
now. Right.
Did you guys
You
see the
guys-
episode of Family Guy where Quagmire learns out there's free
Yeah.
stuff on the internet, free graphical material on the internet?
Mm-hmm.
He comes out like 3 weeks later. Peter's like, "Hey,
Giggity.
Quagmire, where you been?" He goes
Giggity.
to open up his mailbox. His forearm is just like Popeye.
It's strong, and the other one's normal. And his eyes are all shot. He's wasted. He's wasted, tired. The man needs some vitamin C or something, and some airborne.
Oh, that was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen.
I love that show. I can watch that, which I do. I use Family Guy, y'all, just to veg out and laugh. I mean, there's probably about a half a dozen, maybe 4 things that I've seen on Family Guy that I found offensive. But other than that, let it ride. Let it ride.
It's idiot TV. Put it on the background. You go do something else. It's there to fill up the blank space of noise, lack of noise.
As well as sometimes I just want a good laugh. I literally want, between Peter's sister coming in. Remember his sister who looks just like him? She's kind of rough and tough and everything, and it's the whole show. Between love them all. I love them all.
Yeah, I haven't watched one in a while. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. YouTube has sucked up my life.
Oh.
I used to have. I probably still do, and it's probably on Hulu or so. What is Family Guy on? Hulu, Netflix? Is it on any of those things?
It's everywhere. Like every night here, I watch it on FXX. Almost every night they have it.
I live in the middle of nowhere. I have legit 3 channels I can get, and they're all the same network.
Okay,
and one of them's in Spanish.
I see it on Freeform. Not too much on Comedy Central anymore.
I don't have cable. I don't have
they're on TikTok. Just so you know.
I'm not gonna watch it. I want to watch it on my freaking 55-inch
Family Guy on TikTok. I like it because you get that 30 seconds to a minute of various clips.
You can get it on Hulu.
That's
Is
right.
it on Hulu?
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've got.
There you go.
I've got someone's Hulu account.
There you go.
Not mine.
And Family Guy's been going for like 15, 16 years, I think now. So there you go.
Yeah, they're probably longer than that.
Well, we just acquired HBO Max because the new Christmas Story is coming out this month. It looks freaking hilarious. Am I the only one?
Really?
Yeah.
Nope. My wife's been watching Christmas movies on Hallmark for probably a good 3 weeks now.
Well, no, I'm talking
Oh
about
my God.
a Christmas Story. They're redoing the new one with all the same characters from 30 years ago.
Oh,
Christmas time around here is full of Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff like that.
That would be better. I think A Christmas Story is probably one of the most overplayed, horrible movies ever.
Oh, it wouldn't help. It doesn't help that TBS plays it for 24 hours straight for a couple days out of the season.
That's right. They do. That's
A
right.
couple of weeks out of the season.
It was good the first time. It's like, okay.
You're right. You're right. Once that's it. Yeah.
But then it's like all your family gatherings. I got a big family, right? And it would just be on constantly. It's like, it's just this. I hate Christmas. I think it's so boring. It's the same crap every year.
This is a solution to Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I'll just be here alone this year, so it'll be great. Probably just go POTA.
Come down here, we'll barbecue, man.
Oh yeah, Scott's finna throw a big barbecue.
Yeah, that's true.
Long.
That's true. We might could do that.
Those pork bellies going and some ribeyes and little tomahawks.
Some tequila.
Yeah.
Tequila.
We'll have to do some serious day drinking though, because I ain't moving after all that.
Yeah, well, that's why we got the B&B bedroom upstairs here.
Yeah, I might have to take you up on that this time.
But no, Mike doesn't like my tequila. I let him try some at my birthday party this year, and
I'm just not big into tequila. Like I like a margarita, but I'm not like I want to have a glass of tequila. Like I'll have a glass of very rarely. I don't drink just neat or just on the rocks liquor very much, but I like bourbon. That's pretty much my thing. I'll shoot a tequila, but if we need to get stupid really quick.
It was Four Roses tonight. But
Was Joe Brett?
Was Four Roses?
It was
History.
Four Roses.
History was.
But
no,
that there was something about that tequila. Wasn't there like honey or something in it?
No, it's aged in cognac casks, so it's got a little bit of sweetness to it. You didn't like the sweet.
Yeah, I don't like sweet.
Yeah.
I don't do sweet.
So basically, you want turpentine that's 110 proof. You'd be all right.
There's actually not very far from that in my freezer right now.
More of that Malort.
Not that bad.
Malark.
Right next to the Bowfang. It's it's a bottle of 10 High bourbon.
Well, I've got a little bit of this left. It's 126 proof.
Oh wow.
That's just too much.
Booker's.
Good Lord, man.
You know
Can
that
we feel-
fancy comes in a
Can
How
we?
much was that?
Can we fuel the lawnmower on that?
It comes in
Fuel
its
a
own
race car
casket.
with this stuff, but it'd be a waste.
Is that bourbon or what is that?
This is bourbon.
Okay.
It is not sweet. It has a little bit of burn to it, but it's a fantastic. Booker's is a fantastic.
126 proof. I would expect a little burn.
I was going to say 126 proof, and it's got a little burn to it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Scott,
like
you're
grain.
wild, man.
That's
You are
like
wild.
that's like that grain alcohol.
Well, I've got another one I drink called Stag Junior. It's 138 proof, I believe.
Jeez.
And
Like, I would
it's
be
wonderful.
embarrassed to
I
give
just
you a
drink
sip of-
straight
of my-
moonshine. I don't even age it.
I got to call my buddies up in the Ozarks or the Smoky Mountains there, and
Uh-huh.
The Smokies and the Appalachians.
might be able to find a little shine, bring down here.
I love when I'm soldering because I've got a little bottle of rubbing alcohol there, so I get to drink and get high on the fumes.
You know, Amazon sells a still.
I'm sure they do.
Somebody post that. Bring that up. Share your screen. I want to see that.
What the do-it-yourself
Like a-
moonshine still?
Just like a ham radio, it's not illegal to buy it. You can have it. You just probably can't make, especially in
Oh,
Texas. The liquor
James.
laws here is stupid.
Wow.
Is it illegal to make your own liquor? It probably is. I would imagine.
Oh, slightly.
No.
You can make your own
Oh, I think
beer,
you-
right?
Well, here you can make your own
beer.
liquor.
Oh, here it is. It looks like a Mr. Coffee for $350, but it'll make liquor.
It's a Mr. Liquor.
You just gotta make your own.
Ah,
your own match.
from
Damn
Joe
near
DiMaggio.
killed her.
Okay.
But yeah, they openly sell it on Amazon.
Look at that.
Isn't that ridiculous?
And the one on the right is the Keurig model.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine a K cup with your favorite
Your favorite aged whiskey.
with your favorite beverage. Boom.
No, look right here. $169. You're $169 being your own distiller. 2010.
Someone's gonna listen.
Hmm.
Oh, it's $100. It's
If
actually
you're
on
all gonna
sale.
go get a patent on that, you better
There's a 5-gallon.
share it around here. That's the
5
that's
gallon
the
still
prime
right there.
deal. Prime deal today.
You say a 5-gallon still?
5-gallon still.
We can
for
make
$100.
5 gallons of liquor.
It doesn't come
Hey,
with a
Molson.
banjo. The banjo's an
Molson.
upgrade.
Molson in Canada, any different laws? Like, what do you? Can you just make and no one cares, or are they
You
real
can make
strict
your
with-
you can make your own wine, your own beer. I don't know about like hard liquor. I know you wouldn't be able to sell it, but I don't know. I don't know.
So
I don't
if you
think
just
any
keep it on
place
the
should-
farm, then if
I
you
don't
just
think
keep it on
any
the
place
farm,
should
then
Like, you can't sell your own wine, or you can't sell your own beer unless you get a license for it. But I don't know about liquor. I've never asked. I'm looking right now on our alcohol laws.
There's a
Trying
ton
to
of
see.
places down here you can make your own beer and wine and mead, but when it comes to liquor, it's a big no-no. That's a BATF issue. Or
you know,
TABC.
as a kid in the '70s, I'm on my Italian side. All my uncles, everybody had that wine press. They had the small wine or grapes growing. They built their own grapevine, and everybody had that press. I thought everybody had that. I didn't realize it was sort of cultural thing and everything. But then again, it kind of stayed in the house. It didn't, it wasn't
So-
shared.
Apparently, according to Google, it is illegal to distill spirits at home. However, you can make beer and wine.
Well, just don't tell Google you're doing it, and you'll be all right.
Don't tell anybody you're doing anything. You do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
It's your house. It's your property.
Damn straight.
So you cannot produce spirits or operate a still in your home without a federal permit, or some provinces require a provincial permit. That just sounds like you have to do it and not tell anybody. I don't know.
45 Auto has the right idea.
So my thing, I'm not educated enough to know, how much bubbles is supposed to be in it and this and that. And I probably wouldn't make it to the next morning after trying it.
It's a sleepover at Joe's house.
Well, I mean, back when I've
Or
heard some
sleep on the
stories
front
of
lawn.
people making their own stuff, and if you ain't got the mixture right,
Right.
you might be in trouble.
Well, if
Right.
you drink the first pint that comes out of it, that can be almost pure methane, and that can make you blind and detach your retina. So you let the first pint or so, you throw that out. Then what comes
That's
out
the
after
angel's
that is
share.
Where's Shane when we need him? Because Shane is a master beer.
Or is that the devil's cut?
well,
That's
beer.
a devil's cut, yeah.
Beer is no big deal. You can't go wrong making beer. You can make beer in a week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you're talking about making spirits. That's a little different. You got to find yourself a mountain mama and have her show you the ropes.
There's
For,
probably
what I'm
there
talking about,
might be a book about it. I would bet.
Oh, I'm sure there's 1,000 books. Probably a YouTube video on it.
nothing
Some
wrong.
off-grid
Nothing wrong with finding a mountain mama for a couple reasons. So
There you
let's
go.
Hey now.
well,
Barter and trade.
that's right. Some good loving, some good food, a little bit of a drinky. Hey,
So,
we're good.
don't you find it odd that making spirits? Think about it. If you make it wrong, you made the wrong kind of spirit. I'm just saying.
Well, whatever you make can come out like vodka anyway. Depending on how you age it or what barrel you put it in is going to determine what it becomes. You're making you're basically making Everclear. And if you store it in an oak cask over time, it becomes a bourbon. You add juniper to it, it becomes gin. You add another thing to it, it becomes something else. So you're making
There you
a
go.
base spirit, and
You mellow it over
manipulating
charcoal, it becomes whiskey.
there you go.
So here's the problem. So I'm not interested in brewing wine, beer, or anything. So like I said, in Canada, you can do wine and beer for personal or to give away for free. You can't sell it, but you can't distill without a license. And so here, there's a question on Google that says, how do I start a whiskey business? Right. And so step one is to determine your business model. 2 is develop a unique concept, understand the numbers, create your brand, find your supplies. So where in there are you supposed to figure out that you can actually do it?
Well, that's
You
where
know what I mean?
that's where the stick of butter and the paperwork comes in.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like it's like someone who we were talking about woodworking before. Someone never touched a tool, never touched wood, like for making furniture, and it says I'm going to start a wood shop, and it's like, well, it doesn't really work like
One thing
that.
that's kind of cool in Texas, you are permitted to make 25,000 gallons of beer for personal use a year.
That's
Now,
a lot of.
We go get soda kegs and make 5 gallons of beer and have a hell of a time emptying the damn thing. I can't imagine having access to 25,000 gallons of beer. I'd be a blimp.
Sounds like a Christmas challenge.
Well, no. So you bring up a good point because I remember being in my high school days buying a quart, and it got to be where I wanted my own quart. But I remember the first time we saw a gallon of beer, and it was like, oh my god! But then it's not really easy to drink a whole gallon of beer sometimes.
Yeah, try a 5-gallon
It takes
keg.
right. It takes a while to build up to where the quarts were real easy. The quarts went down real easy.
How many ounces are in a gallon? 128.
128.
Let's do some KMRD math here.
And aren't you breaking?
That's only 10 beers. 10.666 beers.
That's an average night at the bar.
Yeah.
Playing pool.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you
Oh, yeah.
pee so darn much.
That's right.
You just
You know what
drank a
happens?
freaking gallon.
And you know what happens when you first go. You know what happens after that.
Yeah, you
You
break
gotta
the
keep
seal.
going.
Yeah.
It's right. You break the seal.
Y'all done got talking about drinking. You done brought the ape into the chat.
I was just gonna say, look who just
There
popped
you go.
his head.
We're
But-
not
but-
talking about Coors
Well, wait,
but
hang
no,
on a minute.
Miller Lite's
What
different.
or Miller.
what kind of math is or excuse me, what kind of maths is a smoking ape doing?
Miller Lite math.
Because I got 10.666 beers. He's saying 9 beers.
He
Well,
never
are
counts
you
his
doing a
first
pint?
beer.
Are you
And
doing
it's
a
Miller
pint?
Lite, so that's just
That's-
a gallon of water.
First beer is just.
It's a piss jug.
Ape will be on here in about 2 or 3 weeks, so he can debate you. Or else, why don't you come on the show that night too?
I can debate beer.
No, I'll tell you, my friends and I, we had our own little beer thing, our beer club. We call ourselves the Dutch Rudder. I'll wait for the laughs. Nobody gets it.
There you go.
Nope. One guy gets it.
No, I didn't. You just waiting for the
Over my
laugh.
head,
Dutch
yeah.
Rudder. All right. Well, anyway, we bought 5-gallon soda kegs, and we'd all each make a different type of beer. My friends were into all the hoppy stuff that turns your face inside out and makes your face pucker up. And I like making stouts. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot of fun. It's, get a couple guys together that like doing this kind of stuff. You brew the beer together, you make all this stuff, you put in your hops and your barley and all your other crap, throw it in the kegs, let it age for a week, then start carbonating it, and sit back and try out what you had. It's going to taste great. It's going to taste like a train wreck. It's kind of a 50-50 shot. But we've got a couple home brewing companies out here that'll show you. They have whole books of recipes. They'll set you with all the stuff you need, and it's kind of fun. But the problem, like I said, is you get stuck with 5 gallons of beer and you have a really hell of a time trying to drink it all. Much less, 20 gallons of beer.
I was gonna say, or
20
store
gallons
it.
would be tough. I could do a pony keg. That's nothing. That'd be awesome to have a little beer fridge with a couple IPAs in it.
Oh, we all pitched in and bought
a. They don't go bad.
Oh, we bought a full size refrigerator and drilled holes through the door and put taps in it.
That's great.
So we kept the kegs inside the thing there and just tapped out our own beer.
Oh, kegs are so cheap.
Yeah.
I
should do that too, because I pretty much only drink one beer, and it's hard to get here. It's
I bet they've got a recipe for it. I can show that place down here.
I just need to get it in a freaking keg.
What do you mean?
I'm not trying to brew beer.
What do you mean it's hard to get beer? I don't. We like regular like beer,
this particular beer.
Okay.
Because every time I go to the Specs, which is the beer stores in Texas, they have a monopoly on the alcohol here, pretty much. They're always out. Like I can go sometimes and get it, but and then you got to get like some other beer you don't like as much. I mean, there's a couple.
Total Wine. If Specs doesn't have it, Total Wine should have it.
You know how far a Total Wine is from me?
My house.
Not quite. I got to go to College Station. In fact, I went there because I sent Adam Kark some beers, so I had to go because the Specs here doesn't have anything. Specs they don't really have that good of a beer selection, so I went to Total Wine in College Station. I'd rather drive to College Station any day than the Woodlands, and it's about the same distance. But what a pretty drive through all the country out there. So
isn't anybody just drinking Budweiser anymore?
No. That's
wow. Are you guys serious?
Yep.
If you come into Houston, Mike, go downtown to the Specs downtown. It's the largest liquor store in the world, 60,000 square feet. They have everything you ever dreamed of and then stuff you've never heard of.
Yeah, but that's 70 miles from me.
Oh, I know. I'm saying if you're in town, make that part of your stop. It'll make it worth it.
I'm sure there's a couple Poda Parks on the way.
There are
Battleship, Texas, and San Jacinto.
4 on the way to Houston.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got Conroe and
there you go. See, you can shoot a video, shoot a beer.
Yeah, well, that's the problem when me and Ryan go doing Podas. I got that 12-volt fridge, so we just load it up with beers. And we just activate from the truck. We went out on Friday and put the Tar Heel on it, and activated and had a couple beers, and then we got some Mexican food after that, a couple margaritas, and then went home. It's great.
Daniel just got a delivery, man.
I was just gonna say, Bo. So what'd you get? A stout?
It's a rum and coke.
Oh, there you go.
My wife felt like making rum and coke, so I was like, I told her I was going to be off the show in a couple of minutes. I was going to come up, and then she sent it down with my son. So,
that's nice.
Anyways,
did he drink half of it on the way down?
Rum and Coke too. Oh wait, there's nobody here.
We're all talking about alcohol, and by osmosis and psychic travel, your wife brought you a drink. That's kind of a cool thing.
What do you want me to tell you? I got the best one. Anyways, it's coming to the end of the show, and I do have to get off tonight because I have to be up early tomorrow morning, boys.
Yep.
Terrible.
Yeah, same here.
So let's go around the room. Say our lovely what's happening with us this coming week. Scott, What's going on with you, buddy? What do you got coming up?
Still researching a couple things for the ham radio channel. Gonna get something out there probably next week. I've got another show I'm shooting tomorrow for the alternate channel, which is Fear of Cooking, and I think it'd be a good way to help you save some money. I've found some cool things to show you guys, so I'll get that out there. Other than that, I'm just hanging tight and waiting to get through the year here.
Very cool. I'm just checking something up on YouTube for you. I was thinking you should start I think you should start another YouTube channel.
A third channel?
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the YouTube channel name Rubbing Wood is taken. So I highly suggest
Gurky.
I highly suggest you look into it.
Well, dip me in butter and roll me in nuts.
Mike, tell us you got another video that's going to teach us all something we haven't seen before.
So that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that.
That's a hell of a lead-in, isn't it?
Usually that's reserved for
Nice
Mailbag
segue.
Monday, but
Well, yeah. So this, I decided that I wanted to make a bunch of videos on like Baofangs and how to program and all that stuff. Mostly just so I can remember how to do them. When I forget, I can just go back to my video. So this week I've got 3 Baofeng videos. One was yesterday about why they're the best, and then tomorrow and Friday I have, what the hell do I have? I have how to program them manually tomorrow with simplex and repeaters, and then I have a how to do chirp video. It's like everyone in the world knows already, because like the Smoking Ape already did all that, and so did Josh, and so did literally every other YouTuber in the world. So I've decided to call this week Baofeng Week, kind of like Shark Week, but Baofeng Week.
Nice.
I think I'm going to make it a thing. So maybe like next year I'll do it too, and I'll tell the guys. So I've got 2 though. I filmed. I did an activation last week, probably Thursday or Friday. I forget what day. I think it might have been Friday. Thursday or Friday. I forget. So Jerry KG6 HQD, the inventor of the KG6 HQD speaker wire antenna that we all know and love, passed a little while ago, a few weeks ago, maybe a little over a month now. And I did an activation. I found my speaker wire antenna and brought that out, and brought out like all the old stuff that I used to activate with. So I just did like a POTA activation in his honor, and I filmed that. And like literally no one knows that I'm doing it, but it was just something like on camera. It's obvious. Just to kind of commemorate him, because he had such a big impact on my life. So I'll have that out next week. And then I think I'm toying with the idea of Monday doing a live Mailbag Monday, just for the hell of it. So I may do that. I'm playing around with the Tar Heel because the ATOS is on my car now. So I got the Tar Heel, so I'm playing around with that. I'm doing like a Tar River coils. So I'm kind of bastardizing the Wolf River coils and with the Tar Heel. So I just took it out today and played with it for a little bit.
Hey, Mike, real quickly,
Yeah.
I loved your video between the ATAS and the Tar Heel 2.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very honest. Very good.
Yeah. They're both fantastic antennas.
Guys, watch
So-
that video and watch it very objectively. We'll just put it at that.
Yeah.
And
some
Mike
people-
did a lot of
people
work.
got butthurt on that.
They did. You know, tell you what, then go collect stamps. Okay, go collect
no,
stamps.
I mean that's like anything though, and I was actually thinking about it this morning in the shower, because random things come in when you're in the shower, but it's like, you know, any bit of data that anyone's going to collect and publish their findings is going to be scrutinized. So it kind of made me realize that, you know, you do need to kind of be a little forgiving of some people that are questioning your results, because there's always, and that's what makes science great. You know, we learn from one another, and we share, and we become better because of it, hopefully. But go out and do your own tests and then publish them on YouTube so I can criticize you now.
I think because your ATAS video, that's probably gonna be one of the next antennas that I purchase. It just seems like really cool and a perfect pairing for my 891.
Well,
Why
you
not?
do have an 891. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's
Well,
awesome.
and you can use it with the 7300.
Yes, we did learn that. We did learn that in the comments.
MFJ has a control
Yes.
for it.
An
Well, it's just
interface,
it's
right.
Really?
it's $130 up and down switch.
I'll stick with the
There's no
898.
RF sensing or anything. It's just and the Tar Heel comes with the exact same thing. It's just an up and down switch, and you can manually tune it with the. You just listen for the most noise, just like you're using an antenna tuner or something. A manual antenna tuner. So, but yeah, you can. I would just get a Tar Heel, honestly, if you don't have a Yaesu. But yeah, so I think that's what I have. I have some gear reviews. I just got a really cool backpack. I'm going to review that. The Chins battery. We'll see how that goes. I got all kinds of crap coming. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We
That's my
appreciate it.
privilege. I'm glad I could disprove the myth that I have a what did you call it? A juice box? And it is in fact just a foot switch.
Well,
It's no wah-wah, but it's a click.
the juice is in the foot.
Yes, it is. Thanks for having me on, boys.
Hey. Mama
Appreciate
used
you
to have a
joining.
squeeze box, and you have a juice box. So there you go. So.
I do actually have a talk box somewhere for guitar.
Oh.
Wah wah wah.
Oh yeah.
The Peter Frampton one? The Peter Frampton?
It's not a Heil. It's a I forget who makes a Rocktron or something like that.
Baofeng.
But yeah, it's
Well,
about. I just talk in it, and it just naturally sounds like.
hey, listen, Peter Frampton, made us all went, wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and that was Bob Heil. He invented.
And
it.
that was
Right.
made by Heil. Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Love Peter Frampton.
He was actually a guest on our club last month.
Who? Peter Frampton?
Oh, Bob Heil.
No.
He does this big end of his spiel. He does this huge big pipe organ thing. He plays his pipe organ. She just happens to have sitting in his room next to him here, and
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Who's next? Steve. Welcome
Yeah.
back.
I appreciate it. So I've got the video for the Step IRs just about done. I've actually got to do an update to it because Step IR sent me something that they want me to put on and take some pictures of, send them some data. So got that. Got another motorcycle ride this weekend. So I'll finish that and then do the test session for Jason. And then next Tuesday, I'm out. I've got to do a presentation for the American Legion on amateur radio.
Tuesdays, man, come on.
I know, it's killer.
You got 6 other days of the week.
That's their meeting night, So got to do it then.
Bring him into the clubhouse. Do it just the opposite.
I might. We'll see. But yeah, and then just getting ready for the new job. So
Excellent. Good.
life is good.
Joe Brett, is life good for you?
Oh man, yeah.
See, there he is. There he
Life
is.
good,
Gangsta.
son.
Joe Brett,
Yo,
Ape, screenshot that.
is
Mississippi Compton.
is pimping easy?
yeah, but it's easier if you got a face like this.
Right as I solo him, of course.
That was pretty good. Pretty good timing there. Yeah.
Very good timing.
So anyway, we got some videos left on the list. We got a new GMRS radio coming to look at. And I don't know when I'll have the time to really, the closer we get to these holidays. Like my wife just told me this afternoon, all the plans for this weekend that I did. They may be watching inside, but anyway, time is short this time of year, but we'll try to get some more stuff out. Otherwise, we'll be watching Baofeng Week on Mike's channel this week and Ape's channel next week.
Yep. That's 3 p.m. Central, Wednesday and Friday on KMRD radio stuff.
Molson, what do you got going on, man?
Nothing, man. I'm just happy to be here Tuesday nights, hanging out with you guys in the chat. I bring nothing else to the table, so thanks for having me on, as usual.
Listen, thank you for surprising us with the navy blue shirt tonight. So
Hey, I got your back, buddy.
the change-up.
So-
Change-ups are always good. So, hey, guys, I want to thank everybody who supported us financially tonight, the donations, everybody for coming on. It's always good to hear. But don't forget about Jason and the tech course coming up again. Let everybody know about that. And if they can't catch it live, they can always go to Team Replay. And a lot of good stuff coming all through our YouTube friends, whether it's food related or off-roading related, ham radio related. A lot of great stuff here that we are all doing. So I'm gonna say good night to everybody. Be safe, and I hope everybody voted today. And we'll see what happens with tomorrow from around the country as the various news media says who won, and we'll keep on going here. So stay strong, everybody. Be safe, and we'll see you all next week. 7-3, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Love.
Somebody's going to start making videos about juice boxes now.